Sonic is an interesting franchise. It has some huge fans that make all sorts of content. Some fans even decide to spend days, weeks, months, or even years making their own games for free. Some of these games are even better than the mainline series. So today I want to talk about a few that I've played, so without any further ado, let's dive straight in. Sega. Now, the reason I'm playing all these games is because of one Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. A game that I've heard was really cool, so I tried to find a way to play it, and funny enough, I still haven't gotten around to playing it. Anyways, I found it on Game Jolt, so I downloaded it, and while I was there, I checked out the Sonic series as well. And I found some cool fan games, so I downloaded them, and boom, now we're here. So here are the 6 games we're checking out, so again, let's go. Sonic the Hedgehog 3D. Okay, a fan-made 3D Sonic game sounds cool, so let's boot it up and try it out. Okay, problem, I couldn't record this game, not sure why, it just wouldn't work. I could still play it, and it was fine, but I couldn't record it, so I don't want to talk about it that much, so we're just gonna move on. Sonic Calm Before the Storm. Okay, controls, yep, that's nice. Yep, I understand. Whoa, what actual cutscene? Okay, here we are, actually in the fan game. This is awesome. The game looks really cool and plays really well too. It also has the insta-shields from Sonic 3 and the super peel-out from Sonic CD. However, funny enough, the game wants you to use the super peel-out, but I'm not sure why. It has this high wall that you're supposed to run up, but you can only barely do it. Well, that is when you use the super peel-out. The spin dash actually does it no problem. So why even have the super peel-out, and why incentivize it with this challenge that's done better with the spin dash? Whatever, doesn't matter, the more moves the merrier. I played for a while and beat the first 2 acts, and then entered Act 3. Yeah, for some reason this game has 3 acts of zone instead of 2, which is weird, but it's fine if the game's fun. I got to the end of the stage and found the first boss. I didn't really like him. He's just super annoying to fight. You're supposed to jump down and hit him and then jump back out, but that's easier said than done. I tried a few times until I ran out of lives, and then when I went to start it back up, assuming that I would just start at the beginning of the level, nope, the whole world. I had to do the entire zone again because of one stupid boss. Okay, whatever, I went through it all again, tried to beat him again, and lost all my lives, and had to start over again. I was super annoyed, but decided to give it just one more attempt. I went all the way through, took a few attempts, went super slow, but eventually beat the boss. Finally, we can move on to Zone 2. But first, there is a short cutscene where Sonic swears, okay, and into the next zone. Here, we actually get to play as Amy instead of Sonic, which is actually a pretty interesting idea. I actually think you could do that in Sonic Advanced, but I've never played that game, so whatever. She has her own set of moves, and has quite a few of them, like this cool hammer jump or spin thing. But then, I died. But that's fine though, I just started a new zone, so it shouldn't take that much time to get back to where I was. What? So apparently the continues don't work at all. I thought they started you at the beginning of each zone, but no, it just completely starts you over. Okay, you know what? I think that's enough of this game. Sonic Time Twisted. Save slots, nice. This is another 2D Sonic game. It has a completely different art style, and personally, I think Sonic looks a bit weird. Like his head's just a bit too fat or something, I don't know, it might just be me. This game also has an insta-shield and super peel-out. Why do both of these games have the exact same moves? This game also has some pretty well-designed levels, and a ton of bosses, a lot of which were really cool. This game takes a lot of inspiration from Sonic CD, like Metal Sonic showing up a lot, and you fight him multiple times. Sometimes you even time travel. There's also quite a lot of fun level gimmicks. One level has these portals that are used to get around to other parts of the level. However, a lot of the fun in this game comes from the bosses, and there are a lot of them, and they're all really fun. Act 2 has a boss fight against this robot bug suit mech thing. I don't know, it's pretty good. There's also this giant Mega Man looking boss that's also awesome, and it's actually really unique. He swivels his arms around, and you have to break both of them to take him down. Well, actually, you have to do it multiple times, and it does take quite a long time, so it's a bit too long, but it was still pretty unique and pretty fun. Now, I could go on and on about each and every boss, like this giant skeleton robot, which I liked a lot, but I won't, we'll move on. Because this game also added unique bonus stages. In each one, you race Metal Sonic through an obstacle course to get the emerald at the end. Also, if you die, you can choose to spend your lives to retry, which is really cool. This game really just screams quality. They added a lot to just make it cool. Zone 4 is where some of the coolest additions are found. There are 3 new types of shields: an ice shield that shoots ice all around you, a rock shield that throws rocks, and most important of all, a tornado shield that lets you fly. This was amazing and was also super cool to use in the boss fight against Metal. I really enjoyed this game. Sadly, in the very next zone, I got very lost. I had no idea what to do whatsoever, so I had to quit. But from what I've played, it has a lot of potential and is really good. Sonic Maniacer. You can read it. Okay, I've played some good Sonic levels, but let's see if I can make one of my very own. So let's start it up and, oh, that looks low quality. But still, the game itself might actually be great. Well then, Sonic's momentum feels off. Sonic's jump isn't its own separate button, but instead the up button. And the spin dash looks like that. Okay, well maybe making levels will actually be pretty fun. Okay, maybe not. By default, the blocks aren't on a grid, which makes it really hard to do anything. You can turn it on, but why is it automatically off? Also, sometimes when you turn it on, it doesn't line up with the blocks that are already placed. This is very janky. The items you have to use aren't very great either. There's not much, and what you do have is very limited. Thankfully, however, they did add other characters for some reason. We have Shadow, Sonic.exe. What? Eggman's here for some reason. We also have Tails and Knuckles, but Tails' flight is, well, not the way it should be. And Knuckles doesn't have anything at all for some reason. I have no idea why they added extra characters with the Maker mode so limiting. It really feels like a fan game, which isn't what you want. It's a decent attempt, but okay, it's an attempt, but you just, I don't know. Like comparing this to Mega Man Maker, which is also a fan game. Yeah, no, I'm not making a level in this. No. Sonic Omens. So apparently Sonic Omens is actually pretty popular, but I have never heard of it before. When booting it up, it actually does look pretty good, but it looks like one of those stereotypically bad fan games. Like a game that uses high quality models with amazing lighting, ray tracing, and overall a really good looking game. These games usually look great because they aren't well optimized and the looks are put above gameplay. Here, however, well, this is one of my favorite Sonic games. The game has a lot of ambition, and full voice acting, animated cutscenes, and a full new story with a new villain. However, all this wouldn't hold up if the gameplay was bad. However, it's actually really good. For starters, the movement is just really fun. It has things like a double jump, boost, and even light speed dash. For starters, it's just fun to run around. With any platformer, you must enjoy the controls first before you even start to make a game. And I really enjoyed these controls. I just wanted to play around. However, when getting into the levels, well, they're pretty good too. There's tons of places to string homing attacks, lots of rails to grind on, and even a grappling ability you can use to swing around. Everything just flows together nicely, making this already fun moveset even better. There's even this force level taken straight out of Sonic Adventure 2. It's great. The force level also has this platforming section which goes really slow. However, due to speed just being dispersed throughout and due to Sonic's fun moveset, the platforming was actually pretty fun. However, one problem I did have is that Sonic didn't always have a shadow, which was a bit annoying, but wasn't too hard. But besides, the level does end really well. It has you go into the tree and then it starts flooding with water in this escape sequence. The sequence was really cool, though it was a bit annoying at first. You can't see the water, so you don't really know how close you are to it. Eventually I realized that you just had to hold the boost button the entire time to keep up, and go through these giant rings to refill the boost as you ran. Once I realized this, it was pretty epic. It was really fun. In fact, a lot of the levels are. Sonic even has his own boss fight here, and I actually had a pretty good time with it. There's not many rings, and the boss takes quite a lot of hits. It also only lets you attack it while it's tired out. This would seem boring since it takes a lot of hits and you just have to wait around for it. However, since I was on my toes the entire time dodging, and when I wasn't, I was trying to get rings, plus the fact I just liked running around the Sonic, the boss was actually pretty good. He was also pretty hard, especially for the first boss, but still, I enjoyed it. However, the worst part of the game was this Tails section. You take control of Tails' plane and just have to fly around a canyon. It's really easy to get hit and takes a while to get used to it. Honestly, I did not have fun here and questioned if I should quit the game. However, I powered through it and I'm glad I did, because after the Tails segment, you could play as Shadow. But to beat the Tails section, you have to go through this boss fight, which I thought was super hard, because if you move around, you have no idea of knowing where the boss is going to jump out from. However, then I realized if you just don't move, then you always know where it's going to come from. So you just stay still and shoot at it and dodge, and that's it. It's not that fun once you realize the secret. So, yeah, anyways, moving on to Shadow. He has the basics of Sonic's moveset, however, he gains Chaos Control. He has a Chaos Bar and can use multiple different abilities to help him through different sections, like Chaos Blast to kill a ton of different enemies, or Chaos Dash to move in any direction, even up. This was really useful for getting faraway targets or just getting out of a pit. Shadow also has a pretty decent boss. There's this ring of platforms and a giant boss in the center. However, I don't know if I glitched it or what, but it's actually super easy since Shadow has a huge homing attack range. So maybe it was supposed to be harder, but I don't know. However, after phase 1, it is harder. There's less rings and his attacks are more annoying to cheese. But if you take your time, you can just beat it, and it's not too hard. But after you beat him, the game just ends. Yeah, I know it's not finished, but I just wanted to play more. Sonic Omens was one of the best Sonic games I've ever played. The game obviously just looks beautiful, and the controls are also amazing along with the mechanics, characters, and levels. Obviously, it's not perfect though, like the stupid Tails mission. Also, in the pause menu, there's an option to kill yourself, which is probably meant to prevent soft locks, but it was one of the first things I pressed. Of course, it killed me, and I had to rewatch the entire opening cutscene, which taught me both A, it doesn't save after the cutscene, and B, you can't skip cutscenes. Really, the only other problem I had with the game were the voice actors, because they weren't the regular ones, which is understandable. It's a fan game.
I think it's time we made a visit to our mustache friend.
My sensors picked up strange activity at an abandoned Eggman outpost not far from here.
However, they fit enough to work for most characters. The gun workers do sound a bit generic, though.
The balance of chaos is upset.
Sonic doesn't cope with Emerald's protection, although he dared to say the opposite.
However, the strangest I heard was Shadow's voice.
Didn't have enough time. Where's the objective's location?
I don't know why this is his voice. It doesn't sound like Shadow at all. It reminds me more of Meta Knight from that Kirby show.
I am in His Majesty's service. I cannot disobey his commands.
Like, the voice actor sounds fine, but just not for Shadow. But yeah, this game is great. Everyone watching should go play it if you can. It's on Game Jolt. Go try it out. Sonic Adventure Emerald. Okay, last game. Better be good. Could not start. Well, alrighty then. I love Sonic Omens. I haven't played it in like a few weeks since I wrote the script, but it was really good when I played it, except the tail section, that sucked. Also, if you watched my previous video, I'm supposedly going to college. So, if you're watching this, I'm in college now. Now I'm recording this. I don't go to college for like another 5 days. So, I hope I'm having fun. Hi, Future Wyatt, are you having fun? Maybe, I don't know.